City Power says it will continue its revenue collection campaign until all debt owed by properties and municipalities is settled. Last week, the utility cut off electricity supply to a number of businesses, including the Damelin campus in Braamfontein. Its bill is standing at around 37 million rand. At the same time, the Johannesburg East residents have taken to the street due to ongoing power outages following a substation blaze in Observatory last night. Affected areas include Yeoville, Bellevue, as well as Bertrams and Upper Houghton. To unpack more of this, we are now joined by City Power Group Executive for Service Delivery Centres and Maintenance, Charles Tlouane. Charles, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. Let's first start off with the areas that have been affected by the substation that has blown. What update can you give us there?
Good morning, Aldrin, and the viewers at home. Thanks very much for the opportunity. Let me first start by rectifying when you mentioned last night. It was not last night. I think it was in December. But subsequent to that, we had multiple failures. But as of last night, we had no issue except maybe it could be that one of the distributors that may trip here and there as a norm. But currently, the stable. The station is stable, except that it feeds from Observatory to Bellevue, and those customers that are feeding from Bellevue are the ones currently experiencing what you call load rotation. Simply that is done because of the 88 kV oil-filled cable that we are still busy repairing currently. Thanks.
Yeah. So how long will it take until that cable is totally fixed?
Well, the cable, on its nature, depending on the type of fault that has been encountered, because since then, we have since experienced multiple faults on the cable. So it's a very old technology.
Okay.
It dates back from 1961, that cable that is there. So today, as we speak, I think the customers should just give us one more week to go from our side. We should be able to bring it back to normality.
Okay.
Until, if anything, we encounter in the process, we'll also communicate as such.
Sure.
But we are hoping for this week all should be well.
Sure. So is there an intention to replace the cable in its entirety, considering how old the cable is? And I guess maybe some of the issues that you have with the repair is also trying to get the original manufacturers.
Of course. You can imagine the 961 oil-filled technology type of cable. As things stand, this on and off of load shedding, it doesn't help. So it's just making things worse. We are looking into replacing the entire oil-filled cables within our city. Yes.
Okay. Now let's move to the businesses that are owing City Power. The other one is Damelin, and I see that combined it owes at around 37 million. This is with other businesses as well. How come that businesses are allowed to run up a bill into the millions, yet as residents, if you owe just about 1,000 rand, you run the chances of electricity being cut off?
So thanks for that question, Aldrin. I think it's a multiple of factors here. So let's first indicate that, yes, indeed, that amount combined with other businesses. However, we should also bear in mind that City Power is not owning the entire value chain of revenue collection. And most part of it, which is a critical part of it, it's run from the city point of view, which is at the city. So we are actually implementing what the city is informing us to do. At some point, unfortunately, we have to pick up some of those accounts that are owing, and we collectively with our city as the mother body, we then engage and then bring about giving some of those issues to bring them to their attention and to say these customers have been owing. But I must indicate that some of them they've been trying to make some arrangements. Unfortunate part is that when you are owing the city as a business, you cannot just make an arrangement by acknowledging your debt. So just by signature, there's a particular penalty or an amount rather that you pay, and that amount is amounting to about 50% of what you owe. So some of these businesses, they haven't been paying that 50%, but I think the city is at liberty to answer why. I'm not going to enter into that, but we have identified that. And we are asking our customers that if they owe, because we can be able to pick it up if the 50% is being paid or not, they should, because we as City Power, we've got a mandate. Any business that is owing got a mandate to go and be able to disconnect. So they need to pay the 50% and do the acknowledgement of debt. And if they pay less, we'll pick it up and then we'll go after them again. So that is the unfortunate part of it. And then with customers, it's not 50%. Like what I'm saying, customers, sorry. I'm referring to the domestic customers, yes. It's about 10% of that, yes.
Well, sometimes even 30%, but that still doesn't deal with the issue that I'm trying to raise here. It seems as though that the city is very lax when it comes to businesses owing it, because those amounts run into the millions, but yet us as households, if you just owe the city about 1,000 rand, and if that 1,000 rand is not paid, you're going to get a notification that says if you don't pay, you will be switched off, and if you don't pay, you will be switched off.
Yeah, well, that is the kind of situation. So we understand what the customers or what the point are trying to bring across. It's a very valid point. Like I've indicated that we are making sure that all those bills that are owing. So even if they can go there to the city, but they don't pay that 50%, we will pick it up. And unfortunately, some of these accounts, there are those types of accounts. There are businesses that are paying 50% and all that. So if you don't pay 50% of that, we will come after you irrespective of what's happening. And we as City Power have got a mandate to do that, and we'll continue doing that throughout.
Okay. And just a final one as well, Charles, is the illegal connection to the electricity grid. Have you found that problem at all with businesses such as the ones that you are claiming money from, or looking at different organizations, whether it is a government department at all, whether a government department that have illegally connected to the grid?
Well, we have not found any government department or building that is connected illegally to the grid. If found, trust us, we will be able to disconnect effective immediately without any questions, because that's illegal in the first place. So customers that are connecting illegally, we do have a program at our disposal where we do, the overall illegal removal connections from our network. But we should also indicate that where we go out to our customers, whether by nature of a technical fault that they might have lost or query, and then when we get to site, we realize there's illegal connection. We will first disconnect those illegal connections, and when we disconnect them, we will not be able to restore to those customers that are not entirely, on good. Should I say, in good standing with us in terms of those types of illegal connections. So we should be able to remove them. We will remove them. Sometimes we do what we call an audit within our streets. If we suspect that there is something wrong here, we do that and we come in and then we will remove them. And we will continue doing that.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. That is Charles Tlouane, who is the City Power Group Executive for Service Delivery Centres and Maintenance as well. Really do appreciate your time.